All right, if you're out here whining about Bitcoin and everything going down, that means A, you're new, or B, you're buying at all-time highs, which it's part of it. Listen, it takes about 8 to 10 years, 8 to 10 years of going through this shit constantly, of going up and down. It takes 8 to 10 years to where when it dips, it doesn't even touch your average. And sometimes during these crazy COVIDs in 2018, probably once every 5 years, it will. Even when, if your Bitcoin average is 10,000, I'm hoping it doesn't dip that low, but there's a good chance. I've had stocks do that before, especially during COVID, where you think you're in the clear and it all comes crashing down. But it's there momentarily. Those are blessings. At the time, they're depressing as hell. At the time, you want to throw up. Seeing if a player's hurt. He's fine. But listen, stop panicking. And maybe you just have to go through this. So let me just give you a little bit of ease so you're not going to bed sick. Hey, watch any of my videos. I always say never buy on highs. Never. At highs, it will always come down. So just wait. Always. But if you're constantly buying, after like 5-10 years, your average will be so low that when it dips, that's why you don't see any of these guys that's been, I've been doing Bitcoin for 8 years and I'm with you. You don't hear anyone do that. All y'all bitches are new or buying at highs. And I can't say being new's a bad thing, buying at highs is, but I guess if you're new, you waited this long to buy Bitcoin? That is what FOMO is. That is the definition of FOMO. If you're buying Bitcoin at 125K, you've had 4 years. I get it in 2018-19, it hasn't really gone through the cycle that many times and there's doubt. But after 2020, if you had any doubt in your mind that the 2025 halving was not going to be a thing, and you waited for 4 years of it being 25,000, that's when you got to buy it. When it's at 25,000, and then it goes to 16,000, and then there's people on Reddit crying, what's going on? Don't buy a falling knife, all this crap, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like, it's 2021. It's gonna go through the cycle in 2025. Buy it as much as you can. It went to like 18K for like a day, and I was so mad I only got just a little bit of it because I was just buying $50 a day every day for 4 years, and that still was not one Bitcoin, believe it or not. I was trying to get up to 4 Bitcoin, and that was not even one Bitcoin. I think it was like 0.87, which was a lot of money at the time. But once it hit 125, I was like, why wasn't I doing $100 a day? Well, because I can't afford that. That's crazy. I still got to live my life. But the whole point of this is stop worrying, man. It always does this. It always. I was telling people this when it was in 2019 and 2020, when it was at 16K, 17K, went to 6.8, 6.8. Watch any of my other videos. I always say this, 6.8, 6.8, because I tried to sell a little bit at 8 and buy it at 6, and it went to 4. And man, people, and I get it. If you had $10,000 at 16K or 100,000, but for you new people, you don't have more than 10,000 in it, and it goes down to 8, you're down to 5,000, then it goes to 4, your $10,000 is worth 2,500. I get how sick that, and that was in a short time. I get that stomach pain. I get that mentality, and that's what I try to teach, because I went through it for so many years and I made so many mistakes that finally I start realizing if I wouldn't have cried and bitched and panicked and I bought more at that time, I would be so much better off. And time again, to where there was times when I was more mature with this stuff and it would happen. It was still depressing, but I'm like, I'm not selling, I'm not panicking, I'm going to buy more. And again, it seems like it takes forever, but when it comes back, you're like, I'm a genius, man, thank God. So I'm just trying to pass that along. And something like, my big thing was Amazon. I just always had faith, and I was never in doubt that Amazon was going to go bankrupt and stuff. For people that are going in Doge and all this crazy stuff and AMC, that's not my thing. If you can make money off it, that's fine. But it's going to go up and it's going to go down. At least with Amazon and Bitcoin, I'm not sick to my stomach when it goes down, because I just know it's going to come up. There's just too much behind it, too much of a community, too much that makes sense, too much past data, too much historical data, too much future data. I mean, I love it. So just be careful with that crazy stuff. And I own some of that on the side. But that's just the gambling in me. But use this time to buy a little bit more. And I just made a couple videos ago where I was like, it's going to go down. When you ask how much it's going to go down, it's going to go down so much you're going to get sick. And it can't go any down anymore. It will. Just take that example of when it was at 16, 18K, went to 8, went to 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8. This is Bitcoin. And then to 4 for like a day. But just imagine how sick that is. I mean, no one thought it would go that low. So, if it hits 78K, buy the heck out of it. This isn't financial advice. I'm going to buy the heck out of it. I'm just going to acquire as much. And, it just did that when Trump went through tariffs, and you had the same thing. I was making the same videos for little bitches and that were buying at highs, which was 110 at the time. So have full faith that whatever I buy at some point, I don't think this, I think that it's changing a little bit to more treating it like a stock, but I could line up the 10,000 stocks I've owned over 20 years and only 3 of them would be down in that time. I mean, I was buying AMD. That was one of the first stocks I bought, and I think I got it at like $12. And, I heard how it's down today at like 260 or, or even the S&P, the SPY. I mean, I had that back just, if I would have just held anything. So it really is just time in the market. And no matter what you own, it's going to go up where you're going to make a lot. It's going to go down where you're going to be sick. So just keep adding up, and don't say hold, don't say hodl, don't say long term if you're going to be panicked when it goes down 20%. That's freaking nothing, man. That's nothing. That is so what it's supposed to do. It's going to go down a lot more than that. It's going to go up 100%. It's going to go down 50% with that. So just learn and get a strong stomach. That's the best thing I can say. Get a strong stomach from this stuff. When it comes back up, go, oh, dang, I made those mistakes. Oh, that guy was making sense. And you got to build up that strong stomach on your own. I know I did, through many downs and wrong decisions and depressing days, to where I just cannot believe how foolish people are with this stuff. They don't know how it works. They buy high and they panic when it's low. That's not how it works. You take some profits when it's high. You use those profits when it's low. You be patient. You don't go, oh my God, it's going 126. It's going to leave without me, and buy those profits at higher. You don't. It will always come down. And it'll always go up. Just be smart with your money. And a lot of that is patience. And you freaking kids with your instant gratification don't have any of that stuff. So just learn it and get a strong stomach, and good luck.